Here. Valery is a political analyst and a Russian exile, and in your time you have worked for the Kremlin, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I worked in the Kremlin, let us put it.
For the Kremlin.
For the Kremlin.
Okay. What do you make of all this and how your country is being portrayed, and you know, how, what way do you think your country and Vladimir Putin will emerge from all of this?
You know, I'm glad that you've touched a very important point. You know, I think the thing is that English people or Western Europeans, they look at China as a different civilization. And they look at India as different civilization. But they look at Russia as something strange, but actually
a bit
the
like
same.
us.
Yeah, a bit like you. I would say, because I know Russians, I'm ethnic Russian, and all my relatives since centuries live in Moscow. And Vladimir, that is another capital,
yes,
was in Russia, in ancient Russia. And I know British. I spent a lot of time and worked with them since 1991. In very close contact with Americans. I worked for American corporation as general manager, one of the biggest at the time corporations, and that's why from 1994 I started the reconstruction, participating actually. That was the first contract for reconstruction of Kremlin after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And I worked, we completed 32 contracts with the administration.
Are you saying there's more that unites us than divides us?
No. That's what I say. That I want to say that the difference between Russian civilization and Western European civilization, especially British and English, is much more than between British and Indian.
Yeah.
You know, we understand each other in different ways. Even if you translate correctly the words in Russian, the meaning of the word will be different. Mm-hmm. You know, actually in Soviet Union they started studying this.
Yeah.
And it was called, at that time I actually worked in Novosti Press Agency and was responsible when I was young for information warfare, let us put it like this, in India. And then I was the head of the analytical service when the collapse of the Soviet Union happened. And at that time they started studying this, and it was called Surikov effect. Surikov is the greatest Russian painter. And they paid attention that in Tretьяков gallery, when the foreign tourists come, they see it different and react differently. And the most different from Russian reaction was English and American.
Right.
And then they started with Americans, they started studying this. And they understood that different things, they understand and react differently.
Yeah. And I suppose one of the biggest ways that there are differences is perhaps in the way government treats detractors. You know, in this country, we vote people out of office. You spoke out against the Kremlin, and here you are in exile, having had death threats. Given your experience...
with one point. The thing is that I had conflict with the people in Kremlin. But for 2 years, I was fighting with them in Moscow, in the Soviet Union, in Russia, including Sochi. And why I was able to do this, and I was the first and the only one who went against Kremlin in court and won the case, because Putin has prohibited to touch me and my family. So this is different. That's what I'm saying. It's a different thing, you know, and different setup in Kremlin and different setup in the Russian leadership.